Hi, Stacy here with Bluebird Paper and Thread. Today is Saturday, July 13th, 2024, and welcome to my channel. My channel is on my hobbies, cross-stitching, a little bit of sewing, hopefully one day quilting a little bit. I do enjoy my paper crafts. I like to make cards and gift boxes and treat boxes and gift tags, things like that. If you are new here, please, if you like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. We are very close to 1,500 subscribers. When we reach 1,500, I'd like to do a little giveaway. So it all helps. So if you like it, please take a moment and do those two things for me. This week, little unusual. Our resident camp is happening next week. So today I worked for a couple hours in the morning to get the staff situated and off. I go up there for a day. Sometimes I go up there at the end to bring stuff home or bring kids home. Monday I'm going up to bring kids up. I ride the bus up. So so that'll be a long day. So this week was a lot of prepping for that. This is the second year where my coworker and I were in charge of putting everything together, and we're kind of doing it without the help of the person that had done it before, because sorry, Gunnar decided to chase a squirrel. Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Thank you. Because so we're trying to doing it, on our own without having to constantly call the person that did it before, because she's now 2 summers out from doing it. And I don't know about you, but when I haven't done something for a while, I'm like, I don't remember. So I don't want to rely on her for a whole, for a lot of things. So we made it through a little bit of overtime to get reports and everything. And there is a lot of work setting a bunch of kids to camp. And I don't think people realize that. So I'm going to say this. If you or someone have children and they go to camp and you get a packet from the camp wanting information, there's a reason they want the information. There's a reason they want it in the manner in which they want it. It may not make sense to you. It may not be super efficient in your mind, but it is how they have to do it if they're accredited through the American Camp Association, and or if that's how they want to do things and process their paperwork. If they say that they need a front and back copy of the medical insurance card, they need a front and back copy of the medical insurance card. The paper chase, when you're putting anything together like that, is the worst. Thankfully, just a couple phone calls and an email, I got everything that I needed from my parents, so that was good. But just understand, things are done in a certain way because they're done in a certain way for a reason. It may seem antiquated. It may seem like it makes no sense and that it's not, we're making too big of a deal. But I promise you that if I let one family slide and not turn in their full paperwork, it's that kid that's in the emergency room with something. It happens every time. So just make your registrar's day a little bit brighter and a little bit easier, and just turn the paperwork in when it's supposed to be turned in. Fill out the paperwork. If you have a question, do not wait until 5:20 the Friday before camp, especially if you have to see a doctor and the doctor office is closed on Friday by 5. Plan ahead. This public service announcement is done. So that's kind of what my whole last week was, is, paper chasing. And it takes days. But we're all set. We're all good. Everything came in a day early, so I'm very happy. So if you're one of my parents, thank you. I don't think any of you are, but just in case. So this week I got not a lot of stitching done. I mean, I got a decent amount of stitching done, but I don't think I got a lot done on any one particular project. We were a little off this week, working a little bit later, eating a little bit later. The dog, he's barking at so many things, and my neighbor has a lot of trees and foliage, I guess is a good way of saying it. And in his yard over the years, there have been possums living there, skunks living there, raccoons living there, squirrels living there, and they make noise in those bushes and trees at night, and it makes my dog crazy, in which case it makes my neighbors crazy. On the plus side, he's not the only one that's barking. We've got a lot of dogs behind me that are barking for very similar reasons. So that's the one thing that makes me feel this much better. But it was a lot of sitting with him and working with him and trying to get him to not bark at the things that go bump in the night. Now, he doesn't stay out all night, but this is, he starts in at like 9 o'clock at night, and sometimes will keep barking off and on until I bring him in. And it's so warm, and he's in his crate all day that I want him outside to run around and, stretch his legs. So sometimes he's out until 10:30 or 11. But we do try, if he gets too riled up, we do try to bring him in. So anyway, so there's a lot of being outside, this past week in the evening, and that's okay. I love being outside in the evening during the summer. It's so peaceful and tranquil. I wish I could have my patio cushions out 100% of the time, because it would be really easy for me to just come out and sit for a while and be out there with the dog. But he likes to take them off of the furniture and treat them like a chew toy, and that's not okay. So anyways, we're still in the T-Rex stage of puppydom. I did do a little bit of work on my Friday Focus yesterday, so that was good, and I got a little bit of haul. So let's just move forward, shall we? I decided that this needed to be taken out. I'm pretty close to a finish. I have basically the birds to do, this little village to do, and these motifs up here to do. And I'm halfway done with Happy Halloween. So I decided that I needed to pull this out and start working it into my rotations so that I maybe could get this finished by Halloween or shortly thereafter. I am stitching this on Murky linen. What am I stitching this on? Picture this plus 32 count Murky Belfast linen. I always forget my board. And there is a giant fly. I can't shut my screen because Gunnar doesn't like it, and he'll bust through my screen door. So now we have this giant fly that's in and out. So this is where I'm at with this piece, and I absolutely love it. What I worked on this week was Ween and in Halloween, and then I started the witch's face, which is actually the O in Halloween. I'm loving the way it's turning out. it's so much fun. So I would like to get this done. This took a while to work on. And, you know, I got this and I looked at this and I'm like, there's 2 spaces. I must have counted wrong. I didn't count wrong. That's how it is in the pattern. So there's that. I love working on this linen. It's very soft. If you don't like a soft, supple, I mean, you can see how easy it is, the drape on it. It might not be for you, but I do enjoy it. And I love the color of this piece. The modeling on it is darn near perfect. And you can see I started it on the lighter half of the fabric so that that piece would show up a little bit. So it would be great to get this one finished. And I'm using all of the called for flosses. It's a 310 too. And if I don't have the actual floss, like I think 310 is a different color, and I substituted the 310 because it's black. It's fine. Oh, I had a finish. This is my finish. I am stitching the 3 pillows of Grand Old Flag. And I started with this one right here. Oops, this one right here. And I changed the blue on this. The called for blue is Tartan Plaid, and it's kind of a blue-green. And I changed it to Winnie B Blue to give it that more light blue look on this one. I got this in a kit from Farm Girl Dry Goods. And so it came with the fabric to stitch all 3 pillows. It came with the floss. It came with the backing fabric and a finishing trim that I don't think I like. So I'll probably change that out. I mean, I like it. I just don't like it for this piece. So I finished this pillow. I mean, it's not a total pillow finish, but I finished it. It was a quick stitch, 2 evenings, and it was done. Could probably get this done in an afternoon. I mean, it was really quick and easy. So, got that one done. And I'm loving the way it looks on this fabric. It really just pops. And I will make a pillow out of all of them. I realized I don't have a lot of 4th of July stitchy decorations, and so that's what I decided to do. I add a few more pillows. DMC 22 and 3023 along with Winnie B Blue, my colors. So I'm not going to fully finish until I have all 3 pieces finished. I will start the next one this week. Next, I pulled out Seaside Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. I'm stitching this one on 32 count Polar Plunge by Fabrics by Stephanie. And this is where I am at. So I finished the seagulls with the exception of their eye. I have to put their eye in. I finished this building, and I finished the roof and the door of this one and started working on the actual building. And then my thread got super knotted and I got frustrated. So I cut it and unstitched a little bit. I did the fish. So now all I need to do is add, there's a cloud here and I think a chimney here and finish this house, and then that section will be, can keep moving on. So I feel like I made really good progress. And I think I want to try a drum finish on this one. I've never done a drum finish, but I think it could be fun. So. Next, I pulled out Entwined Hearts by the Scarlett House. This one is stitched on Aztec Red. I am stitching mine on 36 count Peony, so it's pink, which meant I had to change my colors. So the colors I'm using, Weeks Dye Works Cherub and Begonia. Black Coffee by Classic Colorworks, which I think is the same, and then I added the Gentle Art Oatmeal. And this one I felt like I was dragging. I don't know, I must have been really tired or something. And what I worked on is I think I worked on the letter E all the way through to J. And that's pretty much all I got done. That light pink, it's if I were stitching something in a more modern day color palette, I don't know that I would have chosen that one for this fabric, but I like it because, and I don't think it shows up very well, it goes okay, but it's different enough that it looks faded and old, and that's what I really like about it. So not only is it, you know, like an over dyed with a little bit of variegation, it's a little bit more muted, maybe a little bit more peachy looking on this fabric, which I like because it makes it look old. And if you look at this, lots of the stitches look like the floss looks like it's old because of the variegation. So, ooh, sorry. It would be fun to get this one done by the end of the year. We'll see what happens. I don't think, if I don't get it done by the end of this year, I don't think it'll take me another full year to get it done. I think it'll be really close. Okay, I'll come back to that one. My Friday stitch. I am stitching from the Snowball, and I have everything done except Winter Wonderland and this guy. So this is the one I'm working on. And I got the teal color of the house done with the exception of the roof, or not the roof, the chimney. And I'm stitching this on a different fabric. I'm stitching this on 40 count anthracite linen by Zweigart with the called for flosses. It'll be nice to get all of these back in my stash. So this is all of them so far. And this is the one I'm working on. And I think this one will probably be up. It could be up in December, but I will carry it through January because it's more snow. I don't get snow where I live, but I don't care. So I'm excited for these to be little pillows. Some of the smaller ones I may do the pillow finish a little differently, but they're all going to be pillow finishes. Called for. No. Get your ball. Gunner. No, there's nothing there. Get your ball. Where's your ball? Go get it. Okay. Do you see that? I don't. Okay. My story of woe with the Hometown Mystery Sal. Now, this is not, I mean, she's released up through here, and I did not print that out. I mean, I have the chart printed out, but I don't have the front page. I'll print the front page with the next one that releases in a couple of days. I was in this section, well, I was starting to work in this section. If you watched my last few videos where I talk about this piece, I wanted to make it a Sunday focus. Except I was off on the blue house and I could not figure it out, and I could not figure it out. So what I did last Sunday is I taped it all together with Scotch tape. I took it to the kitchen counter and I laid it all out, and I folded my pieces and I lined them up, and I securely taped them together so they can't come apart, because I realized that might be my problem. I was using like a Post-it tape. I was using like the Post-it tape that I like so much, but it doesn't have enough tack to hold it. No. So then I went and I sat down with my piece. Get your ball. Get your ball. Thank you. Go lay down. So I went back with my piece and I took the chart and I sat there and I counted in several different places, and I was off by 5 rows on that blue house. So then I started frogging it, and then I realized I have to now frog the black roof of the barn, because that's going to be off by 5. It's going to throw the entire piece off if I left my mistake. 1 row, not a big deal. 5, I would wind up not finishing this piece, and I really want to finish it. It took me most of Sunday afternoon and evening, and Monday evening, and I frogged the entire thing that I had done. I frogged my road that came down here. I frogged the blue house. I frogged the barn. I frogged the road that came down here, the chimney, all of it gone. And I'm off by 1 here. I decided I'm going to take my black. I'm going to recount. I think I'm only off by 1 stitch. It's stitched with this road color. I think I'm going to take the black and I'm going to stitch right over it. I think I've done that in here one other place, and you really can't tell. So that's what I'm going to do, and I have to start it all over. But how can I leave it? I mean, look at how cute it is. So that irritated me. Sorry, the dog just hit the table. It irritated me. I ironed it. I took a picture of it. I posted on Instagram, and I needed to take a break. So I may pull this out tomorrow. I may not. It depends on how irritated I still am at that point in time. Now, I'm not I'm not irritated like I have been in the past on some pieces, because I know that being off by 5 rows is huge. Especially when you still have a full 1.5 years left to stitch below that 5 rows. Which means every single time I pick this up, I have to refigure things. So I So yeah, so I stitched it, hours and hours of stitching, you know, and then I frogged it, hours and hours and hours of frogging it, and then I ironed it, and then I put it away. But I don't want to let it go because now I'm going to be 3 months behind officially, and I don't want to be 3 months behind. So I may give myself one more break this week. I haven't decided yet. I don't know when I'm going to be in the mood to stitch tomorrow. But after that, I think I will go ahead and I will pick it up from there. And from now on, I will be taking my taped chart, which is going to be giant by the time we're done. And I'm going to, every time a new month comes, I'm going to carefully tape it with permanent Scotch tape so that I can get through it. What are you going to do? Okay. Got some haul. Now this bag is completely torn up because it came to me in one of those poly mailers that doesn't have the bubble wrap, and it got caught in a machine. Thank God the fabric is fine on both of these cuts, but it was really, I don't understand why. I mean, okay, they're very loose. There's no structure to those bags. So yes, I understand it's probably a very inexpensive way to mail things, but they get caught in the machines. So anyways, I picked up some more 40 count vintage country mocha. I want to do the Teresa Kogut Eagle. Well, there's several pieces that I want to do that are patriotic of hers, and I want to only do part of it, and I can't find a cut of fabric in the count that I want that goes with the flosses. So I just thought I must need it. I'll pick it up. And then because you can't just order one thing, right? So I ordered fiber on a whim 40 count Newcastle linen in cappuccino. And you know, this bag actually ripped, but the fabric is fine, so that I'm happy with that. So I will be stitching, probably starting that one stitch here soon. Oops. Just because I'm still in the patriotic stitching mood, and I figure if I can get it started, maybe I'll get it finished by next summer. It's good to have dreams. I was scrolling through Facebook one day last week, and I came across a post from Artie the Vintage Stitcher. I am part of her Facebook group, and she had a bunch of charts that she was selling, and I've never purchased off of Facebook like that before, so I thought, okay, I'll try it. So I limited myself to Brenda Gervais, although later she had some really cute charts, but I ordered quite a few Brenda Gervais charts, ones that I've admired that are old, previously released. They're not old because clearly she has a very classic style, and this is as fresh now as it was in like 2018. But basket full of autumn time. So this first came out in 2018. I love it. I think this is the one I want to stitch first. And I thought, okay, let's look and see if we can't kit it up. Right off the bat, I'm missing probably 3 or 4 flosses, which is Night Out. cute, right? Again, a couple flosses I'm sure I don't have. Bittersweet and broomsticks. I think what I like about fall and autumn are the oranges. They're so warm and rusty, and I love them. And then one for the crow. This one's from 2016. And Witch's Brew, which is from 2020. I've been eyeballing this one, and I had put it in a cart and taken it out of a cart a few times. And I finally just thought, you know what, do it. It's really cute. Although now that I'm looking at it, this pumpkin is looking very familiar. I wonder if I have it. If I do, it'll be a giveaway. Lucky you. So yeah, so that's what I did this week. This week coming up, I hope to get some more stitching done. My daughter is going to be out of town. She's actually going deep sea fishing tonight. She's never been on a boat like that before. So we're hoping that it all goes well. Stop. Thank you. Did I poke your eye? I'm sorry. Don't chew. My son is still in camp. I asked him what the coolest thing was that he did this week, and he said shoot the M27 in automatic mode. He goes, that was it. Otherwise, it's just like boot camp, and I don't like it. I'm like, okay. I'm sorry. You need to rank up so that you can have a little bit more fun and not be, you know, the bottom of the pond. So he's having fun. We will have the puppy and this puppy and the cats to watch this weekend, but that's not a big deal. I'm on call. If they forgot anything, they will be calling me, and we will be running errands for camp so that we can take it up on Monday when we go. Hopefully we packed everything. Hopefully our college director did a good job, and she packed everything that they need and then some, and hopefully my binders that I put together are good, and it'll be smooth sailing. Usually if it's kind of rough getting off the ground, it's smooth sailing, and if it's too smooth before you go, it's a little rougher. So I'm hoping, because it was a little rough getting everything together, that it'll be that we did hit everything okay. So next year should be better with that, because a couple weeks after they get back, we're going to do a debrief meeting. We're going to go through our checklists, and because we've got a gazillion checklists, and we're going to kind of pare them down and put them together and reorganize the binder, and it'll all be okay. Maybe next year it'll be a little bit better and a little bit easier and a little clearer. My goal is to cross-train people so that, and have instructions written so that if something happens to anybody at any point in time, I mean, let's cross-train. Let's get things written down so that anybody can kind of figure out, they'll know enough that they can figure out what needs to happen. So that's the goal there. And I don't think that it's a bad goal. I don't think it's a bad decision. It's just a part of life, and if you can make it easier for people you leave behind, why wouldn't you? So this week, once they get camp going, so after Monday or Tuesday, things really should settle down quite a bit, and we should be okay, and I should be able to come home on time, maybe a little bit early, although I do have to prepare for our accreditation at this location this year, but hopefully I will be able to get all of that done and get it to a point where I can come home at least on time, if not a little bit early. And once we get through this week and accreditation next week, then we should be good to go for the rest of summer. It should be hopefully clear sailing. I say that, right? Famous last words, especially when you run a camp. I hope you guys have a great week. I hope you get lots of stitching time in. Again, if you are new and you made it to the end, thank you very much. I really do appreciate you. Please take a moment, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, like the video, share the video, comment on the video. I do read the comments. I do try to respond as often as I can. And it all helps to move the channel forward. We're very, very close to 1,500 subscribers. Once we get there, we'll be doing a giveaway. So that's the goal for now. Have a great week. Stay cool. Enjoy your week. Happy stitching. We'll see you next time. Bye.